you have cast your magic spell, you've lit your prayer candle, you've called in all your spirit guides, you have collected all of the corresponding herbs and timed your magic perfectly to sync up with some astrological phenomenon, and you are practicing your affirmations. And is that enough? You start to ask yourself, is this enough? Is magic enough? I don't know. You tell me. Hi, welcome to Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching a video about whether or not magic is enough. Is it enough to manifest something that you really want into your life? And my opinion is that it really depends. Sometimes, yes, it's enough. I have done magic that has had a fairly instant effect, and that amazed me. It always amazes me. That blows me away, and that is one of the most exciting things about magic. But more often than not, it's not enough. Magic is not enough. I am a person who, I'm a big fan of meeting the universe halfway, and I believe that we have materialized here on this physical plane to participate in this 3D reality. We are not just our minds, we are not just our spirits, we are also bodies, and I believe that we are meant to interact with the world that way. So for me, magic is about getting into alignment in mind, body, and spirit. And it's interesting, after I posted that video last week about the magic of scripting, someone wrote to me and asked me about, okay, I did the scripting and it was great, but was it sufficient? And I kind of wrote to her what I am saying to you here today. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, and only time will tell. I had the pleasure of interviewing Suzanne Palmieri last year. She is the author of The Witch of Little Italy and The Witch of Belladonna Bay, and something that she said in that interview has rung in my heart and mind ever since and really stuck with me. So I did a blog post to go with this video about what she was talking about, because I think they really go hand in hand. And it was this concept that she had about the layaway plan, which I think it's very important for those of us who are practicing the law of attraction or magic to engage with life in a physical, active way, and to not just approach life, you know, from the safety of our couch, peeping out the windows and sending our magic. If you want to win an Oscar, but you've never auditioned for a movie, how is your magic going to help you with that? If you're looking for the love of your life, but you never leave your house, how are you going to find him? Maybe through magic, some magic of the universe, he will come knocking on your door one day. But why not help the universe along? Why not make it a little bit easier? So when I think of the layaway plan, as Suzanne was talking about it, I think that magic is, do you know what layaway is? Layaway was something that back in the day, back in the 70s and the 80s and probably before that, but back in my day when I was a kid, you could go into certain department stores and be like, I want that jacket, but I can't afford that jacket. So you could put like $20 on the jacket and they would put it in the back room for you on layaway, and you could come in and make payments on it whenever you felt like it, kind of at your leisure, until you were able to actually pay off the jacket. And then the jacket was yours. Hopefully you did it in a timely fashion to where the jacket was still in style. and she was talking about that in terms of going after what you want in life. So in terms of magic, the way you might think of that is magic is going into the store and saying, I want that jacket. Maybe you're putting $20 down on the jacket, but then you still have some payments that you need to make. And for my money, I would say those payments need to be made in the here and now, in the physical 3D reality. It's going to be made in the actions that you take. I'm a big fan of Anthony Robbins, as you probably know, and one thing that he says is never leave the site of a decision without immediately taking action on that decision that you've made. You know, push your energy out into the universe, make that decision real. I feel the same way about doing spell work or working with the law of attraction. Do your spell and then immediately take an action that supports that meets the universe halfway. I believe in a mind, body, spirit approach. So that's a lot to do with why I often talk about these psycho-spiritual techniques more than magic, because your mind is a vast, intricate, tricky place, and you can really get in your own way just mentally with the mental processes that you have going on. So I think it's really important to learn how to do shadow work, or to replace some negative thought patterns with some more positive thought patterns. So you need to get, you know, the mental component, the mind on board that way. I think what I just said about your body and interacting with this 3D reality, that is about taking action and meeting the universe halfway. You got to get your body on board. You got to put some muscle into it. I think that that is another important component. And then spirit is kind of the opposite. That's when you're like getting out of your own way and you're listening through meditation. You're listening to the universe, you're listening to spirit, you're listening to your intuition, you're letting spirit be your guide, which can be very important because of what I was saying about your mind. Your mind, your ego might have a lot of ideas about what you want, but your spirit, your soul might be like, no, this is what I want. So for my money, again, I'm putting my money on this mind, body, spirit connection. And I think before you even do a spell, it's important to get really clear with your soul's desire. I like to do that through meditation, but make sure that what you want is in alignment with your soul's purpose, in alignment with what really makes your spirit sing, what really makes your heart happy. And then you can avoid all of this chasing after things that are never going to fulfill you. And I think you can just save yourself years of heartache and frustration that way. So they all work together. It's a balance. So is magic enough? Sometimes. Sometimes you're going to luck out. Maybe it's not luck. Maybe it's magic that you performed that was already in alignment with your soul's purpose. So you were just like, hey soul, hey spirit, I'm getting in alignment with you now and I'm stepping into the flow. Maybe those are the moments when magic really does work on its own, and then the times when you have to put a little muscle behind it and a little energy behind it are when you're like, I really want this thing that's really out of my reach, and maybe it's in my soul's purpose, maybe it's not, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. And then you have all that peripheral work that you kind of need to do to help it along. And you might find that what you want changes as you go along, and that's perfectly fine too. I think that staying open to the possibilities and willing to change your mind is a valuable asset in life. And I'm not just here to talk about magic, I'm here to talk about how to create the kick-ass life of your dreams, because isn't that what magic is all about anyway? Creating change in conformity with your will. There are many ways to create change. Exercise, diet, saving money, investing, being a good parent to your kids. There's so many different ways to create change. Don't limit yourself just to magic, because that's what's fascinating and interesting to you, or because you want a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. You're still human. You're here on the material plane, and I think it's great to enjoy that. If you want to do some of this psycho-spiritual work with me and a really kick-ass group of people, please follow the links down below and sign up for the Psycho-Spiritual Wheel of the Year. We are almost to Imbolc, or spring transition, so that's the module that we're going to be working with now. And a lot of that has to do with just getting out of your way, but also working with this layaway plan and taking some baby steps toward what it is you're trying to manifest into your life right now or this year. So until we meet again, I'll be back here next Tuesday. Woo, that's my radio show. Are you listening to my radio show? It's every Tuesday at noon. Hippie Witch Magic for a New Age. Love it. But I will be back here next Thursday talking at you. Until then, much love. Peace.